And we're back at it again, Thursday, the 11th day of September, 2025. I'm Dan Coons. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is hazy once again. It is 64 degrees. The air quality alert that the Department of Ecology issued a number of days ago was supposed to expire at 11 o'clock this morning. It's not. Still some pretty dirty air. Not a lot of developments in the lower Sugarloaf fire. It's still burning. They're basically working on the perimeters. The interior of the fire is kind of just going there. Poor Antioch can't catch a break as far as their air quality is concerned. We'll show you that in just a little bit. But hazy and very warm for this time of the year. When we get to the cameras around the valley, I'll throw a weather stat your way that you're just going to make you go, really? It's true. But basically very warm and very hazy right into the weekend. Earlier in the week, we were thinking about maybe some light showers that didn't really develop. Still under the influence of an upper level low, but it's kind of keeping us in the safe zone, if you will. News, lots. Sports, wow. An epic baseball game last night at T-Mobile Park. I had to go to bed. I couldn't watch the whole thing. I was like, it took 3 hours and 45 minutes to play the game and went to 13 innings and a huge, huge Mariner victory. Highlights and reaction from that. We'll talk about prep soccer and prep volleyball. They got a full slate of games tonight, matches, if you will. That's how we refer to as soccer and volleyball. They're matches, not games. Of course, we have the Wenatchee and Davis volleyball game tonight for you. And of course, today is September 11th, 24 years ago today. You know what happened? And today at 11 a.m. at the Spirit of America Memorial out in Kashmir. The ceremonies, the commemorations will take place once again. We'll visit with our friends Doug Jones and Paul Harrison, who are part of the committee that puts this together every year. Former Governor Gary Locke, who was in office 24 years ago today on that tragic day, will be the keynote speaker. We'll have that conversation in the back half of the program. And it's Thursday, Pause for Pets. Pepe the dog still needs a home. Let's get Pepe out of dog jail, if you will, for lack of a better term. It is tour time. Let's do it. There's the Wenatchee Valley. If it seems a little hazier today than yesterday, it is, but our air quality is still moderate. It's not too bad. It just maybe looks that way. Again, almost all of the smoke is to the north of us and actually to the northwest of us. You can get some pretty dirty air today in the Plain area, which is pretty close. Plain and Lake Wenatchee, you could get some pretty dirty air. They don't have an air, the Department of Ecology doesn't have a monitor there, but they might put up a portable one just in case. If you think it's been a warm month, yesterday we hit 88, our normal high 79, so we were 9 degrees above normal. Here is our afternoon high temperature so far for the month of September through our 10 days. 90, 99, 99, 94, 93. One day, Saturday, September 6th, we actually went below normal because we had all that smoke and the haze that kept us from warming up. We only hit 79 on Saturday the 6th, and then 86, 84, 82, 88 yesterday. And that's about what we're going to be today, too. It has been an unseasonably warm September after an unseasonably warm August. Let's go to our second camera. We'll probably see if we can get a shot of the Sugarloaf fire. We'll find out. It doesn't really do us any good this time of the year. You can't see anything. That's the Bear Mountain camera, I'm pretty sure. High above the south shore of Lake Chelan, looking up the lake there. Looks pretty hazy there. The Lake Chelan air monitor is currently not working, so I don't know what the AQI is in Chelan there. I think it's at the Morgan's Owings Elementary School in Chelan, where they have the air monitor there. Camera number 3. Hey, good morning, Leavenworth, from our Tumwater Canyon camera. Don't forget now, the Leavenworth, the Wenatchee River Salmon Fest isn't at the Leavenworth Fish Hatchery again this year. It's back at Rocky Reach Dam on September 20th, 1 week from this Saturday. That's a big party. We'll be visiting with them next week. And camera number 4. We're off to Lake Wenatchee. Doesn't look like you can see anything from the Dirty Face fire. There's a fire on the slope of Dirty Face there. I can't make out much of anything. Again, looks pretty hazy and pretty smoky there. And that's where most of the dirty air from the lower Sugarloaf fire is going to go. Most of the smoke and the haze is going to drift slightly to the west and to the north, which is why we think Lake Wenatchee and Plain might have some air quality issues. Check out this slide. I took this about an hour ago. Antioch jumps right out at you, doesn't it? That big red blotch. They have had unhealthy air for a long time. Of course, that municipality is about the closest generally populated spot to the lower Sugarloaf fire, and the smoke has a tendency. Of course, smoke is heavier than air. It drifts down to the ground. It travels down the Aniat River Basin and makes Aniat pretty dirty air. Everybody else, as you can see, is either moderate or good, but poor Aniat just can't seem to catch a break there, folks. I'm assuming when the kids do recess, they're not allowed to go outside. I don't know. I'm not a teacher, but I play one on TV. From the National Weather Service, we're still under the influence of a closed upper level low, and what's that doing? It's going to bring warm air up from basically Northern California and Southern Oregon. It's going to drift up our way, still hazy most of the day today. Haze, that's worse now, and then late in the day with a little bit of a break in the afternoon hours. 87, our forecast high, just about what we hit today. Hazy again tonight, 61 for the overnight low. Hazy Friday, pretty much all day. High of 85. Again, our normal high is 79. Very warm September continues. Friday night for football, if you're heading out and about, not bad. Hazy, 59 for the overnight low. Into the weekend we go. Saturday, 83 for the forecast high on Saturday, and then maybe some late afternoon raindrops Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. We will know more tomorrow. We could use a lot of rain. We're not getting any, but we could use it. So late Saturday afternoon, we're talking 6:30, overnight Sunday into Monday. We do have a slight chance of rain and a cool down. Big cool down coming up on Monday and Tuesday. All things relative. Again, our normal high this time of the year is about 78 or 79, so it's going to be above normal at least for the next 3 days. What is making news on this Thursday morning? I will do exactly that in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
At Cascade Subaru Wenatchee, we believe that all pets deserve a loving home. That's why, for the Subaru Loves Pets initiative this September and October, we are providing direct funding to our local shelter, Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
So Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, we're thrilled to partner with Cascade Subaru and the ASPCA to host an adoption event here at Cascade Subaru on September 20th from 11 to 2. We'll have shelter pets here that you can come and meet, and we hope you'll consider taking one home.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
It's hazy, it's smoky, it has been for a while. 64 degrees, about 87 or 88 for the afternoon high today, with lots of smoke and lots of haze. It's going to be that way right into the weekend, but we may see some light rain by the time the weekend's a done deal. It's just about 10 minutes after the hour. The long-awaited draft environmental impact statement on the proposed expansion, the huge expansion that Mission Ridge wants to put together. Well, it's now out there and it's open for public comment. The ski area south of Wenatchee wants to expand its footprint by 500 acres in the Stemilt-Squilchuck Basin. They want to build a new lodge. They want to build townhouses, duplexes, an outdoor amphitheater, and other amenities. The environmental impact statement outlines possible effects on the water, the landscape, and the wildlife that could result from the project, including traffic and habitat disruption. Chelan County's Natural Resources Office plans a public workshop on September 22nd on the report. You can read the report. Keep in mind, it's almost 3,000 pages. It's available by going to the county's website, or you can download it by using the QR code that you see on your screen. Just get ready to read a lot. Public comments will be accepted through October 21st. The attorney for a Wenatchee, the attorney for a woman arrested in Chelan on a false drunk driving charge has won more than $42,000 in a settlement from the Washington State Patrol. East Wenatchee Attorney John Brangwin filed a tort claim against the Washington State Patrol in the May 2024 arrest of Kristen Quinlan. Trooper Travis Cunningham alleged that Quinlan was driving under the influence after he pulled her over for a license plate violation, but her breath test results were far below the legal limit. Cunningham cited Quinlan anyway in a case that was thrown out by Chelan County District Court Judge John Volan, who said the trooper's claims were contradicted by video. A State Patrol investigation cleared Cunningham of wrongdoing, but on September 5th, the agency settled Quinlan's false arrest claim with a payment of $42,500. Last May, Cunningham, who's based out of Okanogan County, was named the State Patrol's Trooper of the Year. A Wenatchee man is the latest to plead guilty after a State Patrol sting operation aimed at suspects seeking sex with minors. Jay Guadalupe Alcaraz Ceballos is now 43 years old. Last year, he was among 12 men arrested in the Wenatchee Valley during Operation Net Nanny after allegedly responding to false online profiles offering sex with underage victims in exchange for money. Alcaraz is the second of those defendants to plead guilty to promoting prostitution in the second degree. Judge Brian Huber sentenced him Monday to 30 days on electronic home monitoring. One other suspect previously sentenced to 15 months after a plea to a more serious sex crime. The rest of the suspects still awaiting trial in Douglas or Chelan County. Two of them also face charges in federal court. Well, as you know, Governor Bob Ferguson was in town on Tuesday, signed an executive order on state labor contracts during a meeting of the Building and Construction Trades Council. The Democratic governor, who frequently sued the Trump administration as Washington's attorney general during the president's first term, is still taking steps to counter Trump in his second term. He spoke with NCWLIFE about the West Coast Health Alliance. It's a new state partnership with Oregon and California to resist changes to public health instituted by the federal government.
I mean, look, it had to be done because of what's happening back in Washington, D.C. I mean, Robert Kennedy Jr., I mean, it's one thing to be a crank when it comes to public health, but it's another thing entirely when that crank literally is in charge of public health for our entire country. Setting vaccine schedules, appointing key people to the boards that set policy for public health for our entire country. I mean, the guy's a vaccine skeptic, and that's putting it charitably. I don't know if you watched his hearing a few days ago. I mean, it was a total train wreck. And so, look, as a governor of this state, and I'm speaking as a governor, but also as a parent of teenagers, right, that we simply can no longer be tethered to the policies from Washington, D.C. when this guy's in charge. That's not good for public health for our kids or for our entire state. And so, yes, the governors of Oregon and California and I were kicking around the idea of joining forces again and decided to go forward with that. And a couple things I'll say about that is, number one, what that allows us to do is to rely on something that I think Washingtonians want, rely on science, rely on data, rely on actual facts. That's how you guide public health. And the state of Florida is going entirely the opposite direction, right, in this sense, as is the federal government. Number two, that alliance is growing already. Hawaii, as you said, wants to join. The governor of Hawaii, Governor Green, he's an actual doctor. He was like first one, hey, can I join in? And so what we're going to have in Washington State are vaccine schedules, for example, that are based on science. We're going to have availability for vaccines for everyone who it's appropriate. And the response has been very, very positive as I've been traveling the state since that announcement just in the last few days. And it's unfortunate we have to take this course of action, to be perfectly honest, but we're fortunate that we live in a state and have this coalition that is very strong and is grounded in the science. So we're optimistic about the future on that.
Governor Pritzker in Illinois is dealing with threats of federal action in Chicago. A couple of months ago, maybe a month and a half, Secretary Noem with Homeland Security said, well, we're so secure at the southern border that now the northern border is the corridor for drug and human trafficking, which makes a lot of people think, well, could Seattle be a future target, the state of Washington more generally? What are you hearing about that, and what are your concerns in that direction?
I mean, obviously what we see is what you see in the news, right, where you know, these federal folks are saying they're going to go into, you know, so-called sanctuary cities where they think crime is rampant. If that's really what they want to do, let's just take them at their word for a moment, right? I have some news for them. If you look at, for example, the top 20 cities in the country that are ranked for homicides, guess what city is not on that list? Seattle. In fact, it's nowhere near that list. The majority of cities on the list, again, the top 20 cities for homicides in our country, the majority of them have Republican governors and are in red states. So I really encourage President Trump, if he actually cares about public safety, maybe he should look at those jurisdictions. Why is he not doing that? You know the answer as well as I do. It's all politics. That's all this is. If he genuinely cared about that, he'd be going to the cities that are ranked at the very top for homicide rates, not looking at cities that are nowhere near the list of the top 20. So, you know, but that's just the way things are right now with the federal government, and it's unfortunate it's come to that, to put it mildly. And you know, as you might imagine, we of course are having conversations to prepare as best we can for this. You know, we don't need their help. We don't want their help. We think if they actually cared about public safety, they would focus on the cities where they have the greatest need.
Two men who were struck by rocks at a Fish concert at the Gorge Amphitheater 7 years ago were unable to sue the band and other entities. The Court of Appeals recently dismissed Joe Allen and Samir Pohl's lawsuit, citing a failure to establish that the popular touring jam band was actually responsible for their injuries. One of the two men was leaving a portable restroom near the stage. That's when he was hit on the face with a rock. Second man said he was standing on a hill when he was struck on the back of the head with a rock. The Court of Appeals stated that both men were unable to prove that the rocks thrown could have been foreseeable. The appellate ruling upholds Superior Court Judge John Nodell, who dismissed their case when it was originally filed in Grant County Court. And of course, today is the 24th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks in New York City and Washington, D.C. As it has been doing for the last decade, the 9/11 Spirit of America Memorial Site in Kashmir will host a ceremony of remembrance. It begins this morning at 11 a.m. I had a chance to visit with Doug Jones and Paul Harrison, two of the organizers, about what's going to happen with this year's event. The keynote speaker this year, former Washington Governor Gary Locke.
People in their 30s and stuff, they have a memory of it, but they don't really understand it like we do, who are older and could really grasp the impacts of what was happening. So,
and a lot of the kids said, this is big because look at mom and look at dad.
Right,
they're really upset about it.
And I've got grandkids now, and grandkids coming up now. It's like Pearl Harbor is to us. We have a memory of it. Our parents, or we don't have a memory of it. Our parents do. But to us, it's a history book item, and that's why this is so important as far as the education piece, because there's more and more people that are growing up and don't have that memory that we have.
And that's really what we're here to talk about, Paul. We want the people who really don't have a memory of what happened 24 years ago to come here, because you get a sense of history when you're here.
Well, absolutely. And on that, man, I'll be 43 next month, and I was only 17 when it happened. And I was in Twist, and my friends didn't come home till noon Pacific time to turn on a radio, and that was the first time I even heard about it. I didn't even see the first visual until a newspaper the next day. So I had to educate myself even at 42. And that's, it's the three staple pillars is to remember, honor, and educate. And the educate is so important now. You can't do the other two without the education piece in place.
We call it a remembrance ceremony. Obviously, it's a time of reflection. It's a time for people to come together and remember, again, what they were doing, the significance of it, to remember not only the tragedy of it, and to honor those whose names are all over this memorial who lost their lives, but also to remember the unity that came after that. I think that's a huge piece. I mean, we had record numbers of people joining the military. We had such a unity that I think the nation needs to reflect on occasionally to say, this is who we are as a nation. We have seating available for probably about 200. We typically have a lot more. So if you want to bring a lawn chair and set up on the beautiful lawn behind us here, that's always really a good idea. Transportation, there's plenty of parking typically in the parking lot here or behind us. And also this year, we also have partnering with Link. They're going to have their veterans bus, if you've seen it around town, beautifully marked patriotic bus. They're going to be doing a pickup at 10:15 at the senior center and bringing people to the event and then taking them back as well. So that's an option if you don't want to drive out here or deal with parking. Go to the senior center, be there at 10:15, you can get on that bus.
And that is the news on the September 11th. The news crew will be back at it again all day today, gathering news, disseminating news, deciding what exactly is news. And then out comes the newscast tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on television, 5, 6, and 10 on TV. Don't forget now, we're now on Roku, if you got the app. We're now on Apple TV. We're on the Amazon Fire Stick. Of course, we stream all the time, and if you can't watch the news at the assigned times, you can watch it whenever you want, right after 5 o'clock each Monday through Friday. Our news will be posted on both our YouTube page and on our homepage. And send us an email if you have a news tip, news@ncwlife.com. One of the craziest Mariner games of the year, longest game they've played in a couple of years. But it ends with a W. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
How you doing this morning? I'm Peter Kay, and this is the Go Home Morning Run.
I moved to Wenatchee last year, no car, and Link Transit saved me the first day I was here. If I didn't have the link, I would have had to walk blocks and blocks to get to work. So I used it for sightseeing, used it to get groceries. I'm thinking, do I need a car? I don't think I do. I don't know why you wouldn't ride the bus. I'm Peter Nyblum, and Link is how I roll.
Experience the music of ABBA with Abra Cadabra, coming to the Wenatchee Valley for the first time this fall at the America Performing Arts Center, September 21st. Don't miss this family-friendly stage extravaganza, receiving rave reviews from coast to coast. For tickets and info, go to iloveabba.com. That's iloveabba.com.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Sports, who'd have thunk this? Leo Rivas led off the bottom of the 13th inning with a 2-run home run. The guy barely plays, but he did it. Mariners outlast the Cardinals 4-2 last night, make it 5 in a row now for the Mariners. Seattle completes the 3-game sweep. They've remained 1 game behind Houston atop the AL West, and they still lead Texas by a game and a half for the final American League wild card spot.
Swing and a drive. A breaking ball is crushed to left, and the Cardinals strike in the first inning. Herrera got a hanger and didn't miss it.
It can be hit a long way. Center cut, but Herrera crushes this one.
My favorite reaction from an outfielder is when they hardly move a muscle when the ball sails over their head. That's what Arozarena did. A no-doubt homer for Herrera, his 15th of the season. Not this time. Again to center. Church broke back. Now comes charging in. His speed gets him there. He tumbles and
but he comes in, searches it, and makes a very good athletic play and a big second out for McGreevy.
Where does he go with this pitch? The 2-2. Swing and a miss. The split finger disappears. Logan Gilbert strands the bases loaded and gets out of a jam in the second inning.
Hey.
Out towards the alleyway, left center field. Burleson makes the catch. And this has been a little bit of a sacrifice fly series at times for the Mariners. They have tied the game up. Canzone, a sac fly to left.
I'll tell you what, give it to me all day long. Good quality.
3-2 pitch, which is rifled toward left. Burley going back, still going, leaps up, and he hauls it in a step shy of the wall.
These are the situations because you have to have that first step, but you're reading it and making a very athletic play. He understands he's got to make the plays he's supposed to make, but he continues to put in the work.
In a Mariners uniform, and Crawford picks himself up. High throw. Naylor stays anchored for out number 1.
Makes a tremendous play right here to get them to the ball. Just throw it in the vicinity over there. Naylor's got you covered. We've seen Josh go to the left side of the bag. This time he's got to go to the right with that great stretch. For all you young kids out there, he stretches towards the baseball, not towards the shortstop.
Hit hard. Gino stays with it. A rocket. All kinds of time. 2 outs.
This guy's just been absolutely amazing. Gino stretches out, knocks it down, gets to his feet, and throws a strike over to Naylor. And again, watch Naylor stretch all the way to the ball.
Julio charging this. He makes the catch. What is going on with Herrera? He has been a zoo. And the Mariners cash in on the double play to end the top of the 10th inning. Another look.
Contreras hits just a soft fly ball straight to center field. Not quite sure what Herrera was thinking on that one.
3-2. Robles is there to leap and make the catch.
Now take a look at the base runner. He goes too far, unable to come back and tag up. That ball was clearly deep enough.
Don't want to go full, but can't throw him a cookie. The pitch. Struck him out. Riley O'Brien gets swing and a miss from Rodriguez and Naylor. Seattle leaves the bases loaded. What an unbelievable game here at T-Mobile Park. Got one and smacks it past Crawford. The Cardinals take the lead. Sajaci with a 4-hit night. Boy, he had a plan. He stuck with it, knew what was coming, and didn't miss his pitch.
Ground ball, and Gino able to tackle it. Wow, that was an absolute cannon from Eugenio Suarez. And Josh Naylor is trying to win a Gold Glove over there tonight at first base. Those two have been busy. Line, that ball is fair into the corner. This game is tied in the bottom of the 11th inning. Jorge Polanco, he delivers.
Little slider down and in as he rips it down into that right field corner for a double. Josh Naylor coming around to score, tying it up, and the Mariners in a position.
Swinging away, Leo Rivas, what have you done? Wow! Wow! He walks it off in the 13th inning.
Wow. The magic is here, everybody. It is here at T-Mobile.
Sweet indeed. The Mariners' Bryce Miller will take on the Angels' Jose Soriano in the opener of a 4-game series tonight. First pitch is at 6:40. Everybody in the division won. yesterday. Mariners won, Astros won, Rangers doubled up the Brewers, Angels got by the Twins, A's beat the Red Sox, so nothing changes as far as the standings are concerned. The Mariners still one game behind the Astros for the American League West Division lead. They still lead the Rangers by a game and a half for the final wild card spot. The Rangers, by the way, are only 2.5 games behind the Astros. In the AL West, there are 16 games remaining in the regular season. All right, high school sports, the prep soccer schedule for tonight. Wenatchee begins their defense of their conference championship. I think they've won it the last couple of years in a row. In Yakima, the gateway to Wapato, they'll take on Davis at 5 o'clock tonight. That's an early start in Davis because they don't have any lights on their soccer field, so they have to start earlier. 6 o'clock tonight, under the lights, Eastmont will host Eisenhower and Moses Lake will host Sunnyside. For the smaller schools, here's your schedule. All of them at 6 o'clock with the exception of Lake Roosevelt and Bridgeport. Same deal there. Bridgeport does not have lights on their soccer field, but the rest of the smaller schools, if you want to go watch a little soccer, go do it. Volleyball. We will be at Wenatchee High School's gymnasium tonight for Davis and Wenatchee. I'm going to preview this in just a little bit. This is going to be really good. 6:30 start for that match on the NCWLIFE channel. Also 6:30 for Sunnyside and Moses Lake. Eisenhower will host Eastmont at 7 o'clock tonight. Quincy will be at LaSalle at 6 o'clock. Cashmere and Royal will do battle at 6:30. For the other schools, 6:30 first start for Ellensburg at East Valley. Chelan welcomes Ephrata. Omak plays host at Tenasket. Libertyville has Cascade coming to town. And Reardon will be at Lake Roosevelt at 6:30. And tonight at the gym, this is going to be really good. Wenatchee is ranked 4th in the state. Of course, they won 3rd last year, and 2 years ago they won the state championship. And the Davis Pirates are ranked 7th. These are the 2 best teams in the Big Nine, and they will do battle tonight. This is going to be an epic match. If you can't make it to the gym, you can watch it right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Eric Ranstrom with the call at 7 o'clock sharp, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 32 minutes after the hour, it's September 11th. It's Patriot Day. Has been for the last 20 some odd years. No news is good news day. National Quiet Day. Not doing any of those. Today is National Make Your Bed Day. Now, I make my bed every morning when I get up because it's just what I do when I get up. When you get up at the hour that I do to do this show, routine is everything. But there are all kinds of advantages to make your bed in the morning, especially right after you get up. Making your bed can help reduce stress. A lot of people don't know it, but an unmade bed sends a subconscious message to a person's brain that can result in undue anxiety. It also helps improve your sleep hygiene. Getting into a made bed sets the mood that it is time for your brain to go to sleep. Think about it. And it leads to productivity. Starting your day out by making your bed starts a chain reaction that can result in you making better decisions throughout the course of the day today. So, make your bed. Although I didn't do that when I was a kid. Now I'm compulsive about it. I do it every morning. It doesn't take very long. You know, less than a minute, your bed's made and ready for you for either your afternoon nap or your sleep time at night. Make your bed today. Make it every day. 33 minutes after the hour, September 11th, 1609, 416 years ago today. Henry Hudson, he was an Englishman, but he wasn't working for England. He was hired by the Dutch, who wanted him to find the mythical Western Passage through North America. He didn't find the Western Passage in North America. They sailed about 100 miles up the river that now bears Henry Hudson's name. And when they got back to the Netherlands, he said, well, there is no Western Passage through North America, but I found a really big, deep natural harbor on the east coast of North America, and I think that might be exactly what you want to see. So basically, New York City was essentially discovered by Europeans on this date in 1609. Charles Lindbergh, of course, was the leader of the America First movement, leading up to America's involvement in World War II. And on this date in Des Moines, Iowa, in front of a national radio audience, Charles Lindbergh says, the British, FDR, and the Jews are all trying to push us to go to war for Germany, against Germany. He goes, we want nothing to do with this. It's a European conflict, and FDR and the Jews and the British are trying to force us into it. There was no question about what was going to happen on December 7th of that same year, and finally, well, September 11th, 2001. 2,996 people losing their lives. One thing about this that I've never really been able to wrap my hand around it, we're never going to know the answer to this ever, but after reading the 9/11 Commission report after it came out, it should be pointed out that the 3 aircraft that actually hit their targets, American Airlines Flight 11, the hijackers took over as soon as they hit cruising altitude, and the pilot turned off the seatbelt light. United Airlines Flight 175, same deal. They got to their assigned cruising altitude, the pilot turned off the seatbelt light, and the hijackers went to work. And American Airlines Flight 177, that struck the Pentagon. Same deal. They got the cruising altitude. No more than a minute after the light went off, the hijackers did what they did. But United Airlines Flight 93, the plane that would eventually crash in rural Pennsylvania, the hijackers did not take over the plane for 46 minutes after the seatbelt light was turned off. Why they waited that long, we will never know. 2 heavenly birthdays, 2 legendary football coaches. Paul William Bear Bryant, born in the state in 1913, 6 national championships with the University of Alabama from 1958 to 1982. He also won the SEC 13 times, and the man who is synonymous with the Dallas Cowboys for a gazillion years, 29 seasons, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And in a 17-year period, Tom Landry led the Cowboys to 12 championship games in 17 years. That's a remarkable achievement. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors for Heat and Air. Call Alpine Air. If you don't know how to change out your filters because they might be dirty in your HVAC with all the smoke, Alpine Air knows how. Give them a call. Mike Minardi's got an opinion right around the corner, and then my conversation with Doug Jones and Paul Harrison about what's going to happen in Kashmir a few hours from now when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley, but first, it's Pause for Pets.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm the behavior manager down here at Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and this is Miss Pepe. She is a 6-year-old, what we originally thought was a Shar-Pei mix, and she is actually a Husky, Malamute, Pit Bull, and Labrador mix. She was a stray when she first came in, and she was a bit of a shy girl when she first got here, but as you can see, she is actually quite an active lady. So Miss Pepe has been here since end of October with us, and she has not had a whole lot of visibility or interest from the public. She is quite an active girl. She loves playing fetch. She is really good with a tennis ball. She absolutely loves playing tug with a toy. She loves going on walks, and she is also has quite a lot of fun playing in a swimming pool. We have some kiddie pools out for our dogs in the hot afternoons out here. And as you can see, she is very treat motivated. So Pepe is doing a really great job learning some basic skills here at the shelter. She's still working on a little bit of her leash walking skills, and she's working on no jumping and some basic manners like that. So Miss Pepe was a stray, and so we're not sure how she would do in a home with cats. We have done some testing with other dogs, and what we found is she is a little frustrated, gets kind of annoyed with some of her noisy neighbors here at the shelter. So we would say, if anything, Miss Pepe would be pretty okay with a very polite dog in the home, or she would do great in a home without other dogs, but she would probably be okay with dogs in the neighborhood. So that's kind of the home that she would be most successful with. If you're interested in coming down and meeting Miss Pepe, we are open Wednesdays by appointment only, and then every other day of the week we're open from 12:30 to 6. You can just stop on by and check in at the front desk, and you can come in and do a meet and greet with Miss Pepe.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Hand off to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two. Squirts between High school sports is back this fall on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Cashmere games right here. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, and Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Watch high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The Wenatchee River Salmon Festival returns this year to the Rocky Reach Park and Discovery Center September 18th through the 20th. Visitors can learn about conservation and stewardship and participate in a variety of activities, including the Salmon Maze and the Native American Village presented by the Chelan PUD. This year's theme is Currents of Connection, and as always, admission is free. Foothills Magazine invites you to Eastern Washington's premier food and wine event, the Wenatchee Wine and Food Festival, Saturday, November 8th. Celebrate the region's best wines, savor delicious bites from top local chefs, and enjoy craft beer, cider, live entertainment, and more. All guests receive a keepsake wine glass, and our exclusive VIP experience offers even more to sip and savor. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at WenatcheeWineandFood.com.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, that lighted cross that overlooks Wenatchee in the south, I kind of like it. I actually do. Though I do think if Jesus came back, he'd see that and go, my gosh, that's the last thing I wanted to see. But this recent controversy with the cross supporters saying that they want these crosses to proclaim their faith in response to being persecuted is absolutely ridiculous. If Christians in this country are being subjected to any criticism, it's mainly because of our own self-righteous behavior. And I don't think the answer is to shove our faith in other people's faces, claiming that we're only standing up for our rights. Jesus called us to be peacemakers. And when the Apostle Paul told us to live in peace with everybody, I don't think he meant to force our belief on others, which honestly is exactly what this cross is doing. So whether I like it or not really isn't the point, is it? This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, They'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
It's hard to believe it's been 24 years now since the tragic events of Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. Come to think of it, you know Doug and Paul remembers, but if you're like 32 or 33 and younger than that, you have no real cognitive memories of what happened on September 11th, 2001. We do.
Right.
We remember. We'll never forget, which is why we want you to come here to the Spirit of America Memorial in Kashmir on September 11th at 11 a.m. Our good buddy Doug Jones is back, Director of Rivercom, President of the board. Paul, introduce yourself.
I'm Paul Harrison. I'm the Vice President of the 9/11 board as well.
How did you were you recruited? Did you volunteer? How did you get involved?
So Doug was a speaker at my Wenatchee Confluence Rotary meeting on behalf of the Red Cross. And he just mentioned he was on this board as well. And I waited till it was all done to talk to him. He mentioned that there was a need for someone on here. And I said, I'd be honored to be able to be a part of this as well. So
I was on the air broadcasting live when we got a call from a listener, said something's going on in lower Manhattan, and that just kind of changed our world from that standpoint. Doug, where were you and what were you doing at 9 o'clock in the morning?
It was a normal day for me. I think I was off, or I was going to work later. I was working for the police department at the time, and I remember taking my kids or getting my kids ready for school and trying to monitor the news while that was going on and trying to impress on them. They were young, they were grade school and younger, kind of what it was. So what you mentioned about that is true. I mean, people in their 30s and stuff, they have a memory of it, but they don't really understand it like we do, who are older and could really grasp the impacts of what was happening. So,
and a lot of the kids said, this is big because look at mom and look at dad.
Right.
They're really upset about it.
And I've got grandkids now, and grandkids coming up now. It's like Pearl Harbor is to us. We have a memory of it. Our parents, or we don't have a memory of it. Our parents do. But to us, it's a history book item, and that's why this is so important as far as the education piece, because there's more and more people that are growing up and don't have that memory that we have.
And that's really what we're here to talk about, Paul. We want the people who really don't have a memory of what happened 24 years ago to come here, because you get a sense of history when you're here.
Well, absolutely. And on that, man, I'll be 43 next month, and I was only 17 when it happened. And I was in Twisp, and my friends didn't come home till noon Pacific time to turn on a radio, and that was the first time I even heard about it. I didn't even see the first visual until a newspaper the next day. So I had to educate myself even at 42. And that's, it's the three staple pillars is to remember, honor, and educate. And the educate is so important now. You can't do the other two without the education piece in place. So
talk about the challenge of commemorating the events that we're going to be doing here on September 11th in Kashmir. It's a commemoration, it's a memorial, not really a celebration, but it's a remembrance. I mean, you have to kind of, we need to remember, but we also need to to go forward.
We call it a remembrance ceremony. Obviously, it's a time of reflection. It's a time for people to come together and remember, again, what they were doing, the significance of it, to remember not only the tragedy of it, and to honor those whose names are all over this memorial who lost their lives, but also to remember the unity that came after that. I think that's a huge piece. I mean, we had record numbers of people joining the military. We had such a unity that I think the nation needs to reflect on occasionally, to say, this is who we are as a nation, and it was reflected there, and that's what we need to get to as a nation. So,
and that's something
keep that in our foundation.
Yeah, and a lot of the younger kids don't understand how everybody pulled together in those months and really a couple of years after 9/11, which is not really the case anymore, is it, Paul?
Absolutely. Well, and it affects everybody, whether they realize how important or not, or how everybody is affected by it. Absolutely.
Even if you weren't alive, the events of 24 years ago is affecting you. You just may not know it. It might be a palatable thing. Sure. Every year you have a different speaker. You have some different things that go on during the commemoration. What's new this year, Doug?
Well, this year we're very fortunate to have Governor Gary Locke. He was a governor during his second term when 9/11 occurred. So he has a very unique perspective of what it was like to be in the higher levels of government, especially at the state level, when this occurred. So we're interested to hear and really excited to hear what he has to say. He's a good speaker. He's going to be have a really good perspective. In addition to him, we also have the traditional stuff we have every year. We have Seattle Pipes and Drums coming to do all the ceremonial things that make this so special. We have 21 Gun Salute. Especially towards the end, we really try to make that, as people get ready to leave, a remembrance and reflection. So we've got taps. We have all those wonderful things that cause people to remember and reflect and think about the sacrifices that were made, again, and looking at the names that are all over this memorial that aren't here today, but sacrificed a lot for the living today.
And this is, I believe, the 10th anniversary of this memorial, is it not? It was about 10 years ago?
The 2015 was the first ceremony here, yes.
And if you haven't been here for a while, things have changed a little bit. There's some new additions, some of the stuff that has been here since day one. And we need to shout out to Tom Green, Kashmir guy, longtime Chelan County Commissioner, when the decision was made that there would be a Spirit of America 911 memorial in all 50 states. Tom, more than anybody, made sure that Kashmir would be the home of this state's memorial.
Right. Yeah, he's still on our board, very active, very passionate about this, a great contributor to getting this ceremony to where it is for next week and everything. But yeah, he was the community member that spearheaded it for bringing it here. And yeah, phenomenal man, and really has a passion. He'll be here, he'll be speaking to during the ceremony at different spots in the ceremony, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Tom is great, very involved, and definitely a champion for this, for Kashmir and our area to get it, our area as a whole as well.
And people will be coming from not just the North Central Washington and Kashmir area. This is the state's Spirit of America.
It is, yeah. We have people that come up after the ceremony and say, we're from Seattle or what have you. We come every year. Thank you for having us. So it is an annual event, and I think not only from the state, but people from around the country come.
So people can plan logistically for, again, 11 a.m., always 11 a.m. on September 11th. How long is the program going to be? Transportation, parking, things that people need to know about.
Yeah. Come. We'll have seats available. We have seating available for probably about 200. We typically have a lot more. So if you want to bring a lawn chair and set up on the beautiful lawn behind us here, that's always really a good idea. Transportation, there's plenty of parking typically in the parking lot here or behind us. And also this year, we also have partnering with Link. They're going to have their Veterans Bus. If you've seen it around town, beautifully marked patriotic bus. They're going to be doing a pickup at 10:15 at the Senior Center and bringing people to the event and then taking them back as well. So that's an option if you don't want to drive out here or deal with parking. Go to the Senior Center, be there at 10:15, you can get on that bus.
It's a Thursday morning, so teachers out there, go to your school board, get a field trip permission, bring the kids out.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great education, and it's going to be a great ceremony this year, as always. For sure.
How do people get involved in your organization, your Spirit of America, the group that puts together this ceremony every year, Doug? I'm sure there's people out there that say, I'll donate money, I'll donate time, I'll sit on the board.
Right.
How do you get involved?
Yeah, no, we have, I think, 1 or 2 open positions on the board. One. So that's always a great opportunity to serve. We also have what we started this year, and Paul's been a big part of this. You want to talk about the Friends of the Memorial?
Yeah, so we created a way to help with the funding for maintenance and everything of that nature. And so you could become corporate or individual, become a Friend of the Spirit of America. It's a $500 annual 3 times, so $1,500 total. And then that way you get to be a part of this as well with the maintenance. There's a lot of growth that we're doing with QR codes and expansion to not having to be on site and still be able to learn from it as well based out of here. We've already had a few sponsors already sign up for that as well. It's been a great, successful program the first couple months. So.
Yeah. Shout out to Cascade. They're one of our first partners, Cascade Auto Group, and then also Liberty Orchards here in town. So
they're always on board these things. Liberty and the Baldocs, they always seem to, they're an easy get, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, the Baldocs are a great family, Liberty too, great partners.
And we will have, we'll be able to sign up the day of here as well, or you can go to 911memorialwa.org. And then right there at the sponsorship, it's one of the options for the annual recurring.
And when it's over, you're gonna feed us a little bit there, Doug?
We are, yes. We have we're gonna cook hot dogs, just a real basic meal afterward, hot dogs, chips, and drinks, and yeah. So we want people. We're trying to encourage people to stay. Yep. We'll also have Rob Todd. He was here last year. he was a gentleman that had he not been on a training assignment would have potentially been a part of the air crew that was in one of the planes. So he has a very unique perspective, and he's going to be talking after the ceremony in the hall right behind us. If people want to do that, get a hot dog, go listen to his talk. So yeah, we want people to stick around after the ceremony to come visit the memorial elements and listen to Rob and have a hot dog.
Absolutely. 11 o'clock on Thursday, September 11th, right here in Kashmir. It's going to be a very emotional time, and it's cool to have all these people gathering, but I'm going to suggest this right now. If you've never been out here, or you haven't, it's been a while since you come out here, try and come out during a quiet time when there's really not a lot going on, and just soak it in by yourself, because it will touch you in a place that you've been maybe not know.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a special place.
Yeah.
You can actually feel the spirit.
Yeah. I got here earlier today and was just looking at these elements behind us here. I mean, these actually came from the site. I mean, and it's pretty unique to have that here and to be able to be a part of it this far away from where it happened. So.
For me, having been to the World Trade Center on a number of occasions, it's the replicas of the World Trade Center with the names of all the deceased engraved on both towers, on the tower that they were in, including those in the respective airplanes.
Right.
Doug, good to see you, my friend. And be here on Thursday the 11th at 11 a.m. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Dan.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Listen, home upgrades can be expensive, but I've always had that DIY vision. Like controlling my thermostat remotely, or getting instant heat, and upgrading my insulation.
Some upgrades don't need a fresh perspective. With Shallam PUD rebates, it's easy to make energy-efficient upgrades that make your home more comfortable.
Hooray, Wenatchee Valley! Collins Fashions announces our buy one, get one free clothing item sale. That's right, buy one item at the sale price and get the next item free. We have a great selection of women's tops, capris, jeans, and dresses. And our new fall fashions are arriving daily. Cozy jackets, sweaters, vests, jeans, slacks, boots, etc., etc. Come on in soon for the best selection on the Collins buy one, get one free sale in downtown Wenatchee.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
If it looks a little hazier, it is. There's not a lot of wind out there, but what little wind there is blowing from the northwest to the southeast, which means a lot of that smoke from the lower Sugar Land fire is actually kind of seeping down into the Wenatchee Valley. We're at 78 right now on the AQI scale, which is pretty high for this time of the morning, but Aniat, sorry guys, 164 for Aniat on the AQI scale, and it's going to be pretty dirty air for those folks. Any big time development on the lower Sugarloaf fire throughout the course of the day, we will have it for you. Stay close to our website and our Facebook page. From the National Weather Service, if it wasn't for the smoke and the haze, we'd be looking at record high temperatures like we were a week ago. 87 is still very warm for this time of the year. Our normal high is 79. 61 for the overnight low tonight. Smoky and hazy Friday, 85. Smoky and hazy Saturday, about 83. The air quality alert continues. It was supposed to expire today. They have changed their mind. But starting on Sunday, especially Sunday afternoon, a weak low is going to bump in. We could see some light rain late Sunday afternoon, overnight, Sunday night into Monday. Let's hope It's a deluge. Let's get this fires out. And that's it for us. We will see you tomorrow to start your weekend. Bye-bye.